Howdy, partner, and welcome to your favorite preacher show. Always appreciate those of you who take the time to tune in. This is the first show in 2 weeks. I did not do one last week because of the holidays. 2 weeks ago, I was pleasantly surprised by the number of people who viewed the program using Facebook. In fact, it was a wonderful number. But I have to admit, I was a little disappointed by people who use YouTube to view the program. The number was way down. But maybe that number will change this week. Okay, today I want us to think about something that's on my mind. And you may be thinking, that's an odd topic in this day and time. What is it? Filthy language, dirty language, profanity. I hear it all the time. And it's disturbing to me. Now, I'm old enough to know that people have used bad language. I don't know how far back civilization goes, and before that, I'm sure there are words that people used that we would have not appreciated if we had lived in that day and time. I can remember as a boy hearing people talk about individuals and saying about them, that person can cuss a blue streak or cuss like a sailor. Well, I don't know if sailors do a lot of cussing, but I remember that's one of the comments I heard when I was a boy growing up. And I remember hearing people, even as a boy, using bad language. But I do believe in some ways things have changed, because when I was a young boy and a young man growing up, I think there was a time when people tried to show some respect around women and children, especially older women. But nowadays, that doesn't seem to be the case. People just say whatever they want to say, no matter what it is and no matter where they are. I am shocked by the bad language I hear used by people out in public. And I'm talking about not just men or boys. I'm talking about girls and women as well. And it's disturbing to me because I'm thinking, why? I cannot even watch certain programs on television or movies. I have a Amazon Prime membership, and occasionally I will scan through the possibilities and I look at a title of a movie and I think that looks like something I might be interested in. I can tell within the first 2 or 3 minutes whether or not I am going to be comfortable enough to watch it. Because within the first 2 or 3 minutes, if I hear especially the Lord's name in vain or the F word, and I am shocked by how many people use the F word these days, including women and sometimes children. I know people might be thinking, well, Rick's just an old fogey. He's antiquated. He's outdated. He doesn't realize the times in which we live. And I have to admit, maybe I am one of those people. My son, he's a wonderful son, but he sometimes will say, Dad, you've lived a sheltered life, because I have done church work for about 45 years. And most of the people I've spent my time with, they try to use proper language. And even when I'm around people who are not Christian people, if they know I am a preacher, they have tried to use good language, try not to use bad language, I'll put it that way. But it does seem like times have changed. I know for me personally, I am amazed by how even children talk and some of the words that come out of their mouth. When I was a boy, if I talked like that, my mother would give me all kinds of grief. And if I'd been at school caught using that kind of language, that would have been a bad time. Well, times have changed, I have to admit. Apparently, it's passed me by, but I don't understand why people have to use bad language. As I mentioned, I watch TV programs and movies, and I have at least 2 podcasts that I have tried to watch because I like them, but I can't because of the language. Filthy language. The F word is used over and over and over again. No big deal. I don't understand it. And people will say, well, it's always been this way. No, I don't think so, friend. And I did a little research. According to AI, the first major motion picture to have a swear word was Gone with the Wind. Frankly, Charlotte, I do not give a... Well, that word is considered mild in this day and time. But that word in that movie, as far as I know, it was the only word that was considered a swear word in the movie Gone with the Wind. And it caused all kinds of uproar. People, I'm sure, probably didn't even go watch it because of it. That one word, again, it would be considered mild by today's standards. Nowadays, it may be possible to find a religious movie that doesn't have bad language or crude language. I'm not even sure about any of them. Of course, I don't spend a lot of time watching movies, but it is a different time in which we live. Well, what does the Bible say about those things? And does the Bible say anything about bad language? Yes, it does. Now, if you're not a Christian, if you're not someone trying to please the Lord, this probably is not very helpful to you. But for those of us who are believers, consider ourselves disciples of Jesus and Christian men and women, we ought to take this into consideration. The great apostle Paul said in Ephesians 4, verse 29, "Let no unwholesome word proceed from your mouth, but only such a word as is good for building up what is needed, so that it will give grace to those who hear." The apostle Paul said, don't let any unwholesome words proceed from your mouth. That word unwholesome comes from a Greek word that means rotten. Don't let rotten talk come out of your mouth, the kind that would discourage people, hinder people. And then the Apostle Paul went on to say in that same letter, Ephesians chapter 5, verse 3 and 4, but sexual immorality or any impurity or greed must not even be named among you, as is proper among saints, nor filthiness and foolish talk or coarse jesting, which are not fitting, but rather giving of thanks. Paul said for those of us who are Christians, we should never allow that kind of language to come out of our mouths. According to the Lord Jesus, what comes out of your mouth reveals your character, says a lot about you, the words you use. And I mentioned people who use bad language. Even presidents in this modern day use bad language. The one we had before, the one we have now, and the one we have now in the White House. Both use bad language. Well, Jesus said in Matthew 12, verse 34, he was talking to scribes and Pharisees. He said, "You brood of vipers, how can you, being evil, speak what is good? For the mouth speaks out of that which fills the heart." Jesus said that whatever comes out of us, whatever, for example, comes out of our mouth, it doesn't originate in our mouth. It originates in our hearts, wherever the heart of man is. And the heart of man is not this muscle inside your chest cavity that pumps blood through your body. It's the spiritual heart. It's that part of us that reasons and thinks, determines volition. It's the true character of the man. And Jesus said, what comes out of our mouth reveals the true character of the man. And so, friend, based on the words you use. What do those words say about you? What do they reveal about your true character? Well, before I finish, I want to challenge all of you who are listening to this to try something in the case you use bad language. Think about this. If you want to be a blessing to yourself, make a commitment that for the next week, you're not going to use language that would be offensive to somebody who doesn't use that language. And especially do not use that language around decent people and children in particular. And you know what I think you will find out if you do that? If you will go a week without saying anything that would be considered crude or offensive to another person, profanity. If you were to do that and do it for a week, I believe this. Not only would you be a blessing to other people, you'll be a blessing to yourself because you'll end up feeling better about yourself. And so, yes, friend, the words that come from our mouth, they reveal a great deal about us. And that's our message for today. And I hope this message will be encouraging to you. Be sure and subscribe if you watch YouTube videos. Be sure and subscribe. If you watch the video and you like it, be sure and indicate that you do. If you do not like it and you want to tell me off, feel free to do so, but do so, please, without using bad language. And if you view this using Facebook, wonderful. It'd be appreciated. And again, keep in mind, I need subscribers and I need followers. And if you take it upon yourself to become a subscriber and a follower, you'll be a blessing to me. Well, until next time, friend, remember this from Psalm 118, verse 24. This is the day which the Lord hath made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. I hope that you will have a wonderful evening and a wonderful Lord's Day tomorrow.